These teams represent the most prestigious championships from around the country. They're here to finally determine who truly is the best in the cheerleading world.
Welcome to Cheer Analyst, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 All Star Cheerleading teams from the 2000s. For this list, we'll be looking at the most influential teams to have won multiple NCAA and world titles from 2000 to 2009. Before we begin, we publish new videos every week. Be sure to subscribe for more great content.
One of those powerhouse gyms. They have teams in 3 different divisions here this weekend.
Number 10, Georgia All Stars Large Co-Ed. Best known for their back-to-back NCAA wins in 2005 and 2006, defeating Titans, Miami Elite, Top Gun Large Co-Ed, and Cheer Athletics Wildcats.
Pride of the South.
Georgia Large Co-Ed soared, leaving their competitors clamoring for their secret and innovative style.
Cheerleading is like fashion. One day you're in, the next day you're out.
They'll always be remembered for their over-the-top confidence and, of course, their themes. Number 9, Miami Elite Large Co-Ed.
I ring your big banner. Good looking, so refined. Say what you like, know what's going on in my mind. So let me get right to the point. I can pop my goal forever.
From a gritty gym outside of Miami to consistent contenders in the Large Co-Ed division to first ever Co-Ed world champions. To see Miami Elite live was to experience greatness. They also are first ever back-to-back world champions. Number 8, Cheer Athletics Wildcats, internationally recognized for their acronym FTTB. Wildcats would combine their heart with their talent to lights in a good mix, leaving their crowds hypnotized, birthing their massive fandom.
Got all the paparazzi watching. World famous world champion Wildcats.
The 2006 Grand World Champions competed at textbook cheerleading at its finest. It only made sense they ended up on America's Got Talent. Most of the best athletes this sport has ever seen happen to be Wildcat alumni. Number 7, Maryland Twisters, F5, best known for their four-peat at NCAA. Even from their first win in 2003, it was clear that F5 was something special. They introduced to cheerleading, voguing, and urban dance to the sounds of house music. Likely the most controversial NCAA win in 2005 after 3 performances in prelims, F5 was never afraid to roll their sleeves up for the win. Competitions were just their ball. Category is cheerleading realness.
Show, speed, ho, judges, your scores. 10.
F5's ability to rise to the annual challenges of cheerleading is what set them apart from their competition. They were the first team in history to win NCAA and Worlds in the same year. Number 6, World Cup Shooting Stars. Cheerleading historians agree almost every memorable moment from the decade belongs to the Shooting Stars. Shooting stars routines were a guaranteed production with keen emphasis on their iconic dances. Their ability to put on a show earned them 3 consecutive world titles. Their impeccable routines each look good enough for a real Broadway stage. The perfect blend of passion, jersey, and theater.
And I'm amazed by the dedication of some of these athletes. Ashley Toppins from Maryland drives 3.5 hours each way several times a week to practice with the World Cup shooting star.
Look up, the stars never faded.
World Cup hoping to make it 3 in a row.
Number 5, Cheer Athletics Jags. Arguably the 2000's most iconic junior team, Jags built an illustrious career with high visual routines packed with groundbreaking difficulty.
And you thought everyone was created equal.
Who's number 1?
Winners of 7 consecutive NCAA titles and 2 world titles, Jags laid the foundation for modern cheerleading. They may have only been a junior team, but their routines were so far ahead of their time.
They wanna know.
Jags responded to Junior Elite's voiceover, What Comes After 7, with this.
Wanna know what comes after 7? Yeah! World Champions!
While not everyone agrees with their 2006 Worlds win, their spot in the Hall of Fame is much deserved. Number 4, Top Gun Large Co-ed. Few teams can boast having changed the game quite as much as TGLC. They brought their brand of acrobatics and circus to the biggest venues in cheerleading and slaughtered their competition with a yearly campaign of shock and entertainment. Going up against teams like Wildcats and Miami Elite only served to highlight what made this team really pop. It's no wonder they gained massive notoriety in the decade. Every routine was always gag-worthy. Today, they're TGLC the icon, but it was their 2007 routine that ushered in a new era of cheerleading.
Take that podium, Bethel! Congratulations! Once again, to the world champions in long senior colors!
Number 3, the Stingray All-Stars Orange.
Let's go!
The Stingrays Orange have a robust resume dating back to the early 2000s, notably being the only team to win 4 world titles during the decade. Orange has long influenced how cheerleading moves as a collective industry. They are the perfect example. It's not always about difficulty, but execution. Orange fans look forward to the second jump sequence in their routines to the sounds of jock jams every year. Although they competed in the small senior division for this decade, Marietta's Stingrays Orange was quite the card with their endless supply of eye-catching choreography, hence why they won over the cheerleading industry in the 2000s with their routines that were so fun to watch. Judging by their titles and by sheer star power, the Stingrays Orange are a bona fide cheerleading legacy. Number 2, Cheer Athletics Panthers. Some teams need no introduction. Even in the early 2000s, cheer athletics Panthers had already begun revolutionizing the sport of cheerleading. The talent was seemingly obvious, but they made it look so natural, earning them 7 NCAA titles during the decade.
Welcome to the big show.
Panthers deservedly claimed their throne in the decade, bringing to life iconic dances by choreographer Eric Little. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to guess they were known for dancing. Before we get to our top pick, here's some honorable mentions. The California All Stars, Cali Co-Ed. Cheer Extreme All Stars, Senior Elite. Spirit of Texas, Senior Prep. Twist and Shout, Small Co-Ed. Number 1, Spirit of Texas, Small Co-Ed. The icon that emerged in the late 90s, the team that inspired a generation. Being the first team to win 8 consecutive NCAA titles elevated them from stars to legends.
Technically, very clean. Starting it out with beautiful standing tumbling.
They owe their success largely in part to their dynamic performances and certainly through the meticulously choreographed routines. While pretty appeal is part of the allure, Spirit Small Co-Ed takes the gold for making innovation, creativity, and style look effortless. In a time when the sport was least recognized, they established themselves as the most influential team of the decade. Each routine was highly anticipated, not just for musicality, but for how Small Co-Ed presented themselves on stage, making them the epitome of clean cheerleading. Small Co-Ed elevated the sport while using the NCAA and world stages as their platform. While they now go by the name Royalty, their legacy is unmatched by any other team of the decade. Small Co-Ed's impact and influence is still felt in cheerleading today. They have set the standard for generations now and for years to come.
And world champion rings to the Spirit of Texas.
Do you agree with our top picks? Let us know in the comments below. Are you a fan of the music underscored in our videos? They've been brought to you by Cavo Music.